Hello and welcome. As today's date comes in that of Thursday, it is the 6th day of August. The year is 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel where, like always, all bets, trades, and of the like, well, that's within each's own risk and their own reward. All right, then. Let's get started here. Is silver up again today? So far up for the month as we are in the 6th day and up 18.5% this month after it was up 33.8 in the month of July. Most certainly a clear break from this 18 average, from these levels of resistance, and it has come to this previous key level of support that occurred in 2011 into 2012 at around $26.10, but it has pierced a little bit above it. But that range was like 26 to around 30, 31. And it's now managed to come up to this significant key level here, 61.8% Fibonacci resistance from the lows, and at around $11 high change, and $49 high change on the upper end, as it is now at a level of the resistance I'm going to be looking for. That doesn't mean that it will, but it most certainly should mean that there's going to be some sort of resistance now that we're at this key level. For the day, it has had a break above this resistance, so wherever the high happens to be, it's already a good resistance break or good distance from where the last high was at 26.15, up about 270 or an additional 10% from key breakout or previous high, that is. And what we'll do from here, if we don't resist at this level, it really is going to be one of those watch out situations, and 35 1/3 will happen very fast. But that's, again, if we're not really going to see any resistance or even support at this, but that is also a little bit of a less of a likely event to take place as well. But as it goes, it's been, for a lot of people have been waiting for a long time, because people were saying, oh my goodness, back in here when it was breaking out like $19, $20 in 2016, it's been so long. It's been like 4.5, 5 years or so since that high. It's been a long correction going down. Okay, well, now we have this correctionary phase in 2016, and well, it never did break out any time above here, and it really did show in here as it was breaking down below in 2018 here that it was a bearish situation, and it resisted the 18 average of highs that was declining, but it didn't break down here in May of 2019, and instead getting above in here, establishing this level of resistance. Then when it broke it, clear break. So start of a new break, and a clear one at that. So as I've mentioned before, as far as upward targets, the next key levels, we got 35. Then you can pretty much even say the high 40s to 50. And then breaking out that, a little bit of spots here and there, especially the intermediate term. But I'll be looking for a clear break to go to about 130, going north of that level for Fibonacci retracement on the downward end whenever it is ready to retrace. Key levels will be from the low of $11.63, and wherever the high happens today. So far, the intraday high is $28.91, which means it's 2 cents right now. From it, as we can see, just short term, it's making new highs of not seen in quite some period of time, as of course it's just breaking out past this resistance here. As far as gold is concerned, it is up today too at that of 1.3%. So that means the gold to silver ratio will be going down further. We'll get to that next after this video, but it continues to do upward move, really 2 legs higher, and the first one took a long time. The first green up day attempting to leave the 18 average of highs was July 17th. Further attempt on the 20th, and successful situation in leaving it on the 21st. Another green, another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these days up in a row. Then a little bit of sideways consolidation, so that's the only little bit of correction it's had. And now it's been 3 consecutive days pretty much going up, and it just continuous amount of higher lows. As from this low in here on the 30th, higher low the next day, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher low. And now that every day is closing with great green up days, with 2 days ago being up 2.1, Yesterday being up 1, which is very good for gold, and so far again over 1 this one. Makes it very easy to have a higher low the next day, because now for tomorrow, as long as it can stay and hold above $2,034.71, because today's low is 70 on that, that'll be another day of a higher low. Of course, that's nowhere near as guaranteed. And whenever this does have a top, same thing with silver, we're going to have some decent correctionary moves within the trend, which is why I state of that key Fibonacci level. For gold, we'd be looking at key fib points from this low in at around 1462. And as far as any other ones, when we look at this on the weekly, well, we got the key low here, but yeah, even from the main low now at 1060. As this thing is just having a phenomenal break. Pretty much a clear break above this. So what I'm going to do now, I've had these drawings in for quite some time. Bye-bye to those drawings, because now it has successfully retraced it and has had a noticeable break. So any Fibonacci that I will use, and I'm not going to be calculating any at this time now because it looks like the highs are going to be extended. For the long term between the 1,000 number and even, I'll get to the other chart that I have before as well. I guess, yeah, 250, even the one at 250 low. But now that it's breaking above this thing is probably poised to go to 5,000, 6,000, even up to 10, where silver on its way most likely to 130, and who knows how much more north of that. Because if this goes to 10,000, that's like a 5x gain. And if silver were to go 5x from like 28, that'd be 140. And it could even overperform it. We could see like gold 10,000 and silver 3, 4, 500 in under 2 years' time. I'm not saying it's going to happen or that it's even favored to do so. Rather, it's a lot more likely now that we've had all these key breakouts that we're having. We have gold at all-time highs in pretty much every single currency, definitely here in the United States. And silver making new significant highs in practically every single one as well, just having phenomenal breakouts. And now let's conclude this within the gold to silver ratio in at 71 3/5 or 71.7, and pretty much a free fall from these highs near 1.25. Down about 25 plus another 30, that would be 45 on 125, so that would be like close to like 30 high percent, like 37-38% of a decline from the high, as it's been pretty much one large leg here, and this is a large one. Within it, we had this rally up to this point, but we can see as it's broken down below the support, continuation, and it's not a surprise to see that we've had the day like we are today, in that of we have this low come up to the 18 average of lows as it does, and as it rejects it within this key retracement from this low to this high, and it does such a terrible job at it, you really got to give it credit of that weak support. And well, sure enough, there really hasn't been much in this area at all. With the I guess the I no longer have the upgraded feature with this, but I suppose I can take a look at this on the a different exchange. And now I got it in here, and this should work, where for the first time I'll be seeing just how little the support comes in on here. And well, I guess it had a little bit at the previous mark, but and even then, because here was the retracement going down to this low, this is a big fall here, and a little bit of movement here to the 18, which is expected from the low at some point. But then how it just continues the weakness, and really around this 2 o'clock hour, just no surprise of a move to this level. And I mean, all it does is a bounce from here to here, hangs in there at this level, and then when it leaves it, should clear fall from this, and it hasn't even stopped yet, and there's no signs of it ending at some point. This is where you can try to pick bottoms here and there. Well, at some point it's going to bottom and just top and whatever, but until it does, right now this thing is in favor of the silver market over the gold one. When we take a look at this on the weekly time frame, we're at levels of resistance from 2017 after this was in a phenomenal uptrend. So we can even start looking at retracement from this high to this low. And you know what? Let's put some lines in, because this is clearly what I'm seeing. We got a low of about 32 and a high at about 125. So I'll use those even numbers. And get my calculator up. So 125 divided by 32, which would be a number of about 4. And then to the root of these numbers, multiply 32 again. And I'm going to redo this again this way, just to get the decimal formats. So the first one on the way down was 90.63. And obviously, I mean, just a lack of resistance or support there. And no surprise, when you don't support an area where you're supposed to, just a clear, fast move to that next level. Just absolutely no support there whatsoever. And then the 38.2% move to the downside. That was, of course, 23% down. We have that coming in at its 74.28, which is what we're just piercing below right now. So we're at that key level of support. So gold's at it, or silver's at a key level of resistance. It sort of is resistance here as well too, but or support in this case. And pierce above support here, and well, we'll see how it is. It's at this little bit of this key point that I don't know. It could still, of course, it could still support here and hold and stay within this, congest within it. But if we don't find support here, then we would most likely be off to a next new key level, and that would be that of 53.85 as the next one after, if we're not going to end up finding support here. And so far it's not looking good in just what is its early stages. So that would be the next key level in an unsuccessful situation in holding this point. Now, looking at this on a more mathematical level, we can see that's a differential move to get there. For 54 to 70, we'll call it 71, would be 60 is 10, 17, 18 or so. So we're looking at about a 30% move. Gold would probably be going up at the same point. So you'd have to think silver would probably have to make at least a 50% move against the dollar, I would think, to get to this point. So if we're not going to resist silver where we're supposed to, that's probably not support this where we're supposed to. Because any type of correctionary move where silver goes down, especially because it's been leading the whole big moves, and then you're going to see like, oh, silver's down 4% in a day and gold's down 1.1. Or if gold's down 0.4, silver's down 2.5 because of the higher volatility. And thus, this would make this go higher. But if the continuation of what we get continues, and that's gold and silver going higher, having these 5%, 10% days for silver will most likely continue on thrust. And it'll be working out to that of gold being up 1-2% on days when silver's up 5-6, and thus this continues to head to the lower end. So with silver, it almost looks like $50 to me, because or did it 28 or even low 40s, because maybe 40 to 50, because we're at like 28 US now, and I go 50% on that, that's 42. And maybe gold does better, and it works out to 50. Well, let's do some mathematics within a calculator. If the ratio was, or if silver was 50, and the ratio is somewhere around 50 as well, that'd be 2,500. And you know, that kind of would make sense. Gold going to 2,500, making a gain of like 400 and something. That's a 20+% gain when silver makes like a 50+% move. Well, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.